Central logger is a server that acts as a server, and it receives all the logs from every server or every clients that out there to receive the logging information. The purpose of this server is to generate logs within its own self, which manages all the logs in var log directory. And also, if it is built to receive all the logs, then it could work as a central logger. And the reason we call it central logger is because it is a central location, just like you'll see a lot of names like Grand Central or Central Location. Anything that is centrally located to receive all the incoming traffic, whether it is trains or airplanes or buses, you will most likely hear the word central along with the name of its actual location. So in our Linux environment, we have the server called Central Logger, and it has the service that runs within that server. It's called rsyslog. And the name of the service or the package is rsyslog. It does not have a D at the end, but it's just something that you have to get used to it. I don't know why it does not have D. Some of the service has it, some of them services don't, but that's okay. There's something you just have to live with. Configuration file is located in etc syslog.conf file. This is where you go in and change the parameters if you have to. And the service to start or stop, its exact syntax would be systemctl restart rsyslog. And to enable it at boot time, which means every time you reboot your system, you want this service to be up and running along with the system boot. So you enable it. Picture speaks 1,000 words, so that's why I have this picture on the right hand side. If you see in the middle, we have the server, which is acting as a central logger. It receives all the traffic from all other servers. Those servers could be any. It's not specifically a server. It could be a modem, it could be a Windows machine, it could be a Linux machine, it could be a printer. You could have any of those devices configured to send its log traffic to one server. Now the good question is, why do we need rsyslog server or central logger? Well, ask yourself, if you are working in an environment where there are 1,000 servers and you're having issues with servers every now and then, sometimes 3 servers, sometimes 10 servers, sometimes 100 servers, are you actually going to go log into every server one by one and check the logs to see which system is having issue and where actually the problem is happening? Of course not, right? Because it's a tedious task. You don't want to waste your time there. You're a productive person. So you want to make your life much easier. You want to make your system more efficient. So that's when you create the central logger. So let's go into our Linux machine. I have a PuTTY session open, and I will go straight into the PuTTY session of my machine. I'll just make sure I am root, because you have to be root to go in and modify those files. The first thing you have to do is check if you have the package installed for rsyslog, and to do that, the command is rpm-qa, which will list every package installed in your system. And the reason we use grep is because we don't want to list every package that's out there. We are just concerned about rsyslog package. When you run it, and you do get that information that you are looking for, excluding all other packages that you don't really care about at this point. So you have the package, perfect. If you did not have that package, you would have to run yum install rsyslog, and it will install the package as long as you have internet connection and it goes to CentOS or any Red Hat repository. Now the configuration file is etc rsyslog.conf file. Sorry, in my configuration file on my slide I missed R. It's just a misspelling. I'll fix it. So the file is etc rsyslog.conf, and when you go in there, you hit enter, and anything you see again that starts with hash, you could ignore it. Some of the parameters are by default has been commented out. If you want to have it enabled, if you want the traffic, UDP traffic or any other traffic coming in, you have to take out this hash sign in front of it, so the parameter will be enabled. The one that we are really concerned about is all the way at the end, which one is right here, starts with hash. You would have to take it out. If you are sending your system, this is your system. If you are sending this system logs to another central logger, you will specify the name, the host name, or the IP address of that central logger. This is the port 514 by default. Our syslog communication takes place on port 514. Just like any other services, like DNS talks on port 53, and there are many other services like NTP talks, I believe, 123. Just like that, every service has an associated port to it, and it will talk only on that port. So you save it if you want to comment that out. And then once you have it saved, you know you're sending your logs. The next thing you do is you run the service. Before you run the service, let's check if that service is already running or not. In my case, in our case, it is running, it is active, perfect. If it is not running in your system, I will tell you to run it by doing systemctl and do start, and it will start the service. Again, this is how you send the traffic over to one central logger. It's the best way to troubleshoot for a system administrator, and this will make life a lot easier to have all the logs under one roof.